So today I'm going to take you through a three-step transformation: deep cleaning, paint correction, and finishing. Let's get this GTS back to that deep, glossy red it deserves. I always start with the dirtiest part of any car, the wheels. We're using a pH-balanced wheel cleaner to safely break down brake dust and iron deposits. A few brushes of different sizes help me reach every nook: calipers, lug nuts, and barrels. Never forget, clean wheels set the tone for the rest of the detail. Once the wheels are clean, it's time for a full body rinse. The goal here isn't to make it spotless, it's to remove as much loose grime as possible before we touch the paint. Next, I'm spraying a pre-wash snow foam. This helps soften any remaining dirt and minimizes swirl marks during the hand wash. For the contact wash, I'm using the Gentle Mitt and pH neutral shampoo. It's all about keeping that paint safe. I always use straight line motions instead of circular ones, working from top to bottom. You never want to drag heavy contamination from the lower panels across cleaner sections. And remember, gentle pressure is key. Let the mitt and the shampoo do the work. This Porsche has a pretty delicate paint system, so minimizing marring is the main priority here. After rinsing, it's time for a clay bar treatment. This step removes embedded contaminants, things like tar, overspray, or bonded dirt you can't see but can definitely feel. The paint already starts feeling buttery smooth. With another rinse, we're ready to dry. I'm using soft microfiber towels and compressed air to blow out water from mirrors, trims, and badges. Already the red is starting to shine again, but we're just getting started. Now we move into the heart of the detail, paint correction. The goal here isn't just to make it shiny, it's to level the paint and remove imperfections. I start by wet sanding the most visible scratches. This step might look scary, but it's controlled and measured, and just enough to remove the top layer of clear coat where the damage lives. Then I move in with a wool cutting pad and a heavy cut compound. This combo eats through oxidation and scratches fast, leaving behind a more even finish. Wool is a great choice for this kind of work because it offers strong cutting power while staying relatively cool during long polishing cycles. This Porsche came in with light to moderate swirls and a few deeper scratches, so a medium to heavy correction was the right call. I'm using a dual action polisher here, which gives me great control and helps reduce the risk of holograms compared to a rotary. When using a heavy cut compound, pad maintenance is critical. I like to blow out the pad with compressed air after every section or two. That keeps it cutting efficiently and prevents it from clogging up with spent compound or paint residue. My technique here is moderate pressure on the first few passes to really engage the abrasives, then I'll ease up and slow my arm speed for refinement. You'll notice the paint start to clear up and the gloss deepen as I work. Once I'm satisfied with the correction, I'll follow up later with a finishing polish using a foam pad that'll remove any minor haze from the cutting stage and leave the finish absolutely crisp. Moving on to the finer details, the rear tail lights. These often get overlooked, but they can make a huge difference in the final presentation. Over time, UV exposure and washing can leave them slightly dull or hazy. Here I'm using a smaller polishing machine with a mini wool pad. The smaller head gives me more precision around the edges and curves of the housing. I'm still using a medium cut compound, just a drop or two, because you don't need much on plastics. The trick with lights is to manage heat. Plastics can distort if they get too warm, so I'm keeping the machine at a lower speed setting and checking the surface temperature with my hand as I go. After the initial cut, I refine the paint with a medium cut foam pad, then finish with a soft finishing pad and a fine polish. This is where the gloss really explodes, that deep, wet look red Porsche is famous for. Once polished, I like to seal the lights with a UV protective coating or a ceramic layer to help keep them from oxidizing again. It's a small touch, but it really completes the look. Glossy paint, sharp reflections, and crystal clear lenses, that's what separates a good detail from a great one. While the paint is curing, I move on to the interior, quick vacuum, steam cleaning the seats, and wiping down the trims with a gentle interior cleaner. The Macan's cabin is simple but refined, and keeping it clean really brings that luxury back to life. Final touches, tire dressing for that satin finish, streak-free glass cleaner, and a last wipe of the paint with a high gloss sealant. Now the GTS looks exactly how it should. Bold, clean, and ready for the road. And that's the 3-step transformation. Deep clean, polish, and finish. From dull and dirty to glossy and flawless. If you enjoyed this transformation, drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe for more satisfying details like this one. Until next time, keep it clean and keep it shining.